Hey, this is Mike. Hope you can hear me better, by the way. The other day I made a little video in my big old diesel pickup. You know, you get that Cummins diesel doing its thing. Sometimes it's a little loud in that cab, a little tougher to hear. But anyways, let's talk a little bit more about private lending. Now, if you know somebody that's frustrated with the amount of return they're getting, maybe you're getting 2 and 3% on your money at the bank, or maybe if you're willing to lock it up and do it in a CD and they're going to give you 3.5% or 4% of your money. Guys and gals, those rates are not keeping up with inflation. Do you understand that? For instance, don't believe everything the government puts out because they put a spin on it. But here's reality. If you've been buying gasoline, or you've been buying groceries, you've been buying eggs, if you've been buying metal at anywhere, if you've been buying tools, no matter what you buy, the prices are skyrocketing. I think I read somewhere that inflation had went up about 10-11%. That's what the government said. I don't believe it. Because I have bought stuff that used to cost $100 and now it costs $150. And they might say, well, that's only 6% or 8% or 10%. Bull crap, that's half, right? That's 50%. So if your money is not growing, if your money is only growing at 2 and 3 and 4 or 5%, you're losing purchasing power. Now, here's a great thing about private lending. We can set people up so that they can get a guaranteed 8, 9, maybe, let's just say 10%. As a nice rounded off number. Here's what's cool about our program. When we buy these cheap houses, these 30, 40, 45, maybe $50,000 houses, we're going to have a private lender fund the deal. So let's just think it's you, it's your grandma, it's your neighbor, it's my Aunt Nellie. Who cares? So when the private lender funds the deal, we're going to set them up on a 5-year or 60-month amortization schedule. What that means, we're going to pay them back their money, and we'll have to calculate everything out. But let's say they borrow that money and we're paying them back $600 a month. Well, they're going to collect their money, which 10% on your money, let's say they're putting up 40, 50 grand, that's way better to get 10% than it is to get 2 or 1 or 3 or 3.5 or 4%, right? Doesn't make a genius. And our private lenders, we totally secure them. Whenever we buy a house, we're going to fund the house with the private lender's cash, but we're going to have the closing attorney's office or the title company. We use both around here. They're going to prepare a promissory note, which we're going to sign together, and we're going to give it to our private lender, and they're going to record a mortgage against the property so that the property cannot be sold without paying off the private lender. Again, a private lender really is no different than a bank, other than the private lender's private, and they're not named First National Bank. They're named Bob Jones or Mary Jenkins or that type of thing, right? Now, the great thing about that, somebody said, why do we do that? Because, you see, when we buy these houses for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, we're buying houses that need work. Let me be totally upfront with you. In other words, that house, if it's once it's fixed, will probably have an actual repaired value of $75,000, $85,000, $90,000, maybe $100,000. But it's not worth it in its current condition. Why? Well, maybe it's got a broken window. Maybe it needs flooring put in. Maybe the furnace won't work, so a bank won't make a loan on it. But a private lender can. Why? Well, if you loan me money to do this deal, if I'm the investment guru and you're the private lender, well, you got to go into the deal knowing this. I know how to get a roof fixed. I know how to get flooring put in. I know how to get this stuff done, right? So what's cool about that type of thing is you're putting up the money, you become the bank for me. In return, we're going to set up an auto draft program. Probably we're going to ask you, where do you bank at? Let's say we bank at Premier Bank or Huntington Bank or Fifth Third. Doesn't matter where you bank at. We can set this up so every month you get an automatic draft, an automatic payment, and every month your payment goes in. You literally can grab your phone, you can see you got your payment, or you can log online, or we give you a paper statement, whatever you want. But what's awesome about that is our private lender is now making 8, 9, and 10% of their money. So if the government says inflation is down to 8%, well, you're getting 10. Now your money's actually growing faster than things are going up in price, so you can kind of keep up, right? And what's in it for us? Well, we have speed. We can now go make an offer on a house, and we're not subject to an appraisal and a furnace repair or getting flooring put in, all the other kind of stuff. And in return, we're now going to get that house fixed up, and we're going to turn around and sell it. So we're going to make a profit. You're going to make a profit, and that's truly a win-win. So, hey, I just wanted to give you kind of a short summary of how the private lending works. So I will be talking to you soon.